Good morning, Montgomery County. This is MY54, and here today we have Sarah Campbell joining us. She's a director here at Fusion 54. I'm your host, Ellie Mills.
I'm Nicole Spurr.
And I'm Zayne Sturgis.
So, good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here this morning. We're really excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
So, we're just going to ask you some questions today. We're just going to go in and get right on into it. So, how did you get here to be the director here at Fusion 54?
Yeah, so I'm from Michigan, and so I moved down to Terre Haute and went to school at Indiana State University, and I worked there in our housing department. And then I met my fiance, and he's from Crawfordsville, so I moved here, but was still driving back and forth to Terre Haute. And actually, my future mother-in-law is Stacy Summer from the Chamber of Commerce, and that's upstairs on the 4th floor. And she told me about the position that was open, kind of gave me a tour of the building, told me about the possibilities here. So I met with the mayor and applied, and started here in July.
That's so great. So, can you just tell us about, like, what your job entails, like, what you do on a day-to-day basis, and then just, like, the overall, what do you do?
Yeah, I do a little bit of everything. So as the director of Fusion 54, I manage all of the day-to-day operations of the building. I do scheduling meetings. I meet with the community. Some days I'm in meetings with the mayor, and then some days I'm painting walls. So it just really depends on what the need of the building is, making sure rooms are set up and everything. But the majority of my role is, engaging with the community, getting people set up, and getting people in and using Fusion 54.
That's great.
So, you mentioned community work already, but what do you do, like, outside of your job within the community?
Yeah, I'm pretty involved in the community. That was something that I really wanted to have when I moved here to Crawfordsville, was getting more involved in the community, getting acclimated to be rooted and, really start a family here. And so I am an active member out at the Crawfordsville Country Club. My fiance is on the board there, so we go out there a lot, spend a lot of time there, volunteer with Crawfordsville Main Street for First Friday events, different things. Love going down to the farmers market, and so really just engaging in any way that I can in the community.
That's really nice. I love that.
Yes.
Back on the topic about your job, what are some, like, pros and cons about this job?
Yeah, so I guess the pros are it's really flexible. I kind of have the ability to create and make Fusion 54 whatever it is that I want it to be, whatever the mayor sees it being. We have the option to make it whatever it is. That's kind of the beauty of Fusion 54, is the possibilities are endless, the creativity is endless, and I never know who's going to come in here for a meeting, and so setting different things up is really awesome, getting to meet new people and engaging with the community. And really, there aren't any cons. Look at this place. The studio is awesome. I love, giving tours of the building, showing people around, and just showing them what Fusion 54 has to offer.
Yesterday, when we came here, this is like my first time here, and I think Nicole's too. We love it. We hope that we can come back, bi-weekly, the Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
But you mentioned all the different things you do. What would you say would be your favorite out of all those?
My favorite is definitely interacting and engaging with people. That's something that I've done throughout my entire career. Working in housing, I worked with students at Indiana State University, and so I've always loved engaging with people, meeting new people and really making those connections and helping them, make their dreams a reality here at Fusion, and just getting to know new people and get acclimated.
Mm-hmm. And when we talked to the mayor yesterday, he said that he thinks Crawfordsville is going to grow and that just get better in general. What do you think your biggest goal is for Fusion 54?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just really growing the utilization of Fusion 54. So we opened in 2018, and then, the pandemic hit and people kind of stopped using the space. And so since I've been here in July, I've seen it only continue to grow and increase. And so I just want to continue to see more people use this space, get more people to know what the building is. I get people to come in here all the time, and they're like, so what is Fusion 54? What are you in the bank? And I'm like, no, the bank is here, but, this is what Fusion 54 has to offer. We've got the Visitors Bureau here. We have the Leadership Academy. We've got Crawfordsville Main Street and the Chamber of Commerce, and then this awesome studio, a ton of meeting spaces. And so just getting people in the space, because just about anybody could use it.
Yeah, I came here last semester actually for the Youth Summit. So I have obviously come here before for the WVTV area, but it was really nice to see Fusion like being used in a different way, like something like the Youth Summit, because it was really fun, and it was just I feel like it was just really connecting us to the community. Like Wabash was here, and they had like sanctioned like conversations about like all the problems in our community, so it was really nice to know like adults like care about like our problems in the community, and to be able to connect that to using the space here. Just I feel like just really comes full circle with being like, okay, everyone in the community is working together to make it a better place. And no matter your age or like where you're from. So it was really good to see.
Yeah, that's kind of, the whole idea of Fusion 54. The idea is the fusing of ideas, minds, creative abilities, fusing of different organizations, partnerships. It's not about what we can do individually, but what we can all do together. And so that's the idea of Fusion 54 is how can we all come together? And then 54 is obviously Montgomery County is the 54th county. So it's really cool. And that's really this whole building, the vision of it is to bring people together and make that collaboration happen.
For sure.
All right. So, I mean, we in this group know the history of this building, but anyone that might be listening to the podcast might not. Could you share some history about this building?
Yeah. So the building was originally built to be a bank. And so it was the bank all the way through. It was, I'm not sure the name of the bank, but it turned into PNC. And so they occupied the whole building. And then when they started to downsize a little bit, they actually sold and rented out office space to other organizations. And then after that, they put the building up for sale. And at the time, the mayor and the city was working through, it's called, can't think of it now, the Stellar Grant. The Stellar Grant project, and that's where the idea of Fusion kind of came from. And they were actually going to build a new building for Fusion, but once they realized that this location was for sale, the mayor and the city purchased this building and renovated it to create what Fusion is today.
Yeah, it's so nice in here.
Yeah, it's really nice. All state of the art, brand new, everything. It makes it easy to want to come here.
It feels really nice, like something as nice as this being in Crawfordsville, because it doesn't feel outdated or anything, because sometimes some things do here in Crawfordsville, but this is just like a little fresh thing. Like once you come in here and see it, you're like, okay, like this is going on and it's great. Yeah,
the building's got the historic outside, with the original work outside, but then the inside is all brand new and renovated, so it makes it really nice. It's kind of different, people don't know what to expect when they come in.
It was so exciting to be able to come in here, because like I'm from Crawfordsville, so it's just like growing up, I've always seen this building. It's like, what's going on in there? And so like being able to like go in and like see how nice it is just like really good that everyone gets to be involved.
Yeah, it's awesome. We've got the big windows, and at night, the mayor has told me people used to drive by and be like, hey, I think you guys left the lights on at Fusion. He's like, no, people are working in there. Like, people are there. Like, the building is being utilized, and so it's really cool.
Yeah. So do you have any questions for any of us?
Yeah, so I guess, this is the first time, we're doing a broadcast here from Fusion 54. What are you excited about most, moving forward with Fusion and the, studio here?
I personally am really happy to be able to be in this building, and I am hoping that this podcast really grows. This is our first podcast together, and hopefully we can reach out to the community with us being so young and everything, and maybe it could encourage others to do things. Yeah,
I think being here is just opens up like a lot of new ideas, kind of like what she said, with just different podcasts we could do with different people coming in, or just anything we could do just opens up a lot more ideas.
Yeah, I just love that, like, so we're obviously at the CTE class at Weibo, but it's so nice to be able to come here knowing that like we have something else to do. So yeah, just being able to utilize the space for anything. So
I think it's awesome.
I think that is going to be all for us from you today. Thank you so much for coming in and talking to us.
Yes, thanks for having me. Thanks for being here.
All right, so we will be back after this quick break with our new guest, Jeremy Lemus. All right, so we're back with our second guest of the morning, Jeremy. So Jeremy here is the leader of the Montgomery County Leadership Academy. So do you want to tell us about that and what that is?
Yeah, sure. The Montgomery County Leadership Academy has been around since 2000, and it was created by a group of business leaders that really wanted to see Montgomery County develop more volunteerism within the community, and that's really our aim, is to promote leadership and volunteerism within Montgomery County. I went through the program back in 2020, and I joined the board in 21. I really loved it, and when this position became available, I really just wanted to go for that, and so it's just been really cool.
Yeah, that's really great. I actually just don't know much about it, so it's really great that we have you here to be able to tell us more. So obviously with your position as a leadership leader, it probably comes with a lot of responsibility. So what does that look like, being in charge of like all of the things that you do?
Yeah, so for my position, a lot of what I'm doing is creating the curriculum for our Ascent program and our Signature program. So our Ascent is the program for the high schoolers, and that's actually coming up March 22nd and April 26th, and that's going to be for North, South, and Crawfordsville as well. And it's a 2-day program from 8 to 7 to 3:30, in the afternoon. And it's where we're going to learn about the 7 habits of highly effective teens. We're going to have people come in and talk about the entrepreneurship program that Ivy Tech provides, as well as some local factories that are be coming in. And this is more of an aim for the students that aren't wanting to go to a 4-year college and more just into the workforce.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So you do you work with people who aren't going into college and more going straight into the workforce, or do you also work with kids who are going to be going to college?
Honestly, right now the focus for this program is those that are kind of being overlooked, just because of the fact that we know that there aren't always typical learners. Now there's some students that can do really great with textbooks. There's really, they just really excel with the traditional learning, but we also know that there are students that kind of get overlooked because there's not those kind of opportunities. Now, I was one of those that kind of didn't have that opportunity just because of the way that I learned in my style. But it just goes to show you that, honestly, if you just continue to grow yourself, continue to develop, and continue to put these good habits into place, you can get to a place where you can be a leader.
Yeah, for sure.
So you mentioned you work with a lot of students and stuff that's kind of your job, but what are the challenges that you face working with those students?
So honestly, this is my first time doing this right now. So
I'm
just going to get into it in March, and it's going to be my first go around. But in the past, I have also worked with other students before, and so it's not new for me. But I know sometimes the attention is one of them, and then kind of building the curriculum around something that can grab, like I said, grab someone's attention. That's really the biggest part, is getting people to be interactive, getting them to join in and really participate.
Yeah, that probably would be a problem considering we're high school students here and we know how that is.
Yes.
So sorry, I lost what I was going to say for a minute.
Definitely later on into the year, it's really good that you can come up with solutions to getting kids to want to learn, because I'm a senior right now and I'm so looking forward to next fall whenever I'm going to be in college, but there's still obviously things I need to grasp right now, so it's good that you're just trying to be helpful and engaging towards the kids, because right now it's just so hard to have the motivation to want to do things or learn for school.
No, for sure. Yeah, I actually have a great team, and they're helping me out, kind of get the curriculum to where it's tailored more towards young students, because honestly, if I'm completely just being transparent, my focus sometimes could be working with the adults, and I lose that focus of the teens. So I actually have someone that works with 4-H that's going to be helping me create that curriculum and really just tailor it to what it could be.
Yeah, for sure.
You talked about 4-H. What have you been doing with 4-H to kind of help out and stuff?
So we haven't done a whole lot yet with 4-H, but we have had the 4-H Tech Changemakers come in and do a 3-part series Lunch and Learn. So they recently did that. I believe it started in December, so it was like December, January, and February. And that was really cool. They kind of taught about brand marketing and how to use Canva. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
What would you say your biggest goal is for the Leadership Academy?
Honestly, it's to continue to grow and promote it more. I felt kind of like it didn't, COVID ruined a lot of things, just like I think Sarah mentioned earlier. And we lost some of that steam. So what we want to do is kind of get back to the point where we can continue to provide services for people within the community to continue to grow and have opportunities just outside the traditional schooling system.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would help a lot. Like I've always been more of a student that isn't like good with the textbooks, more like a hands-on learner. And so I think something like that would help a lot of people that are like maybe like me and learn like that. And I think that like, growing up, everyone was telling us that like you need to go to college, you need to. But there's a lot of careers that are growing to get paid right after high school and start working right after high school. And I think that is a growing chain in careers.
Definitely. I know. So like, I'm really excited about the entrepreneurship program that we're going to be kind of talking about. Mark Lowe is one of my contacts out there at Ivy Tech, and he is going to be talking about this exciting new program. And it's like for those students that have that desire to want to create a business, want to do something more than just the 9 to 5. And the 9 to 5 is fine, it's great, it's awesome. But if you want to do more, there's that opportunity. So that's kind of what we want to provide.
Yeah. So whenever you do like provide like the help and stuff, like say that you're working someone who wants to go into like welding or like being EMT or create a business. So like, what do you do to help them?
So one of the things that we do is kind of provide them with the resources, kind of give them a direction of where they could go. And I'm still kind of learning all of that as I've been in my position since January, actually.
Yeah.
So it's still kind of fresh, but like I said, I've been with the board for the last year. And so just kind of getting them connected to the right people, getting them connected to those resources that can help them further along their career.
I honestly think that's just great because, even like I'm going to go to college, but there's so many things I don't know still. And especially for someone going straight into the workforce, I feel like a lot of us at our age, we're just looking at it like, okay, then you just go get a job. But it's so nice to know that there are people in our community who are like wanting to help us make it the best it can be. So I think that's just really great.
Yeah, and I think that's like the biggest thing that I've love about the Leadership Academy is that it can take someone that just doesn't feel like they have that leadership potential or just feels like they don't have what it takes. And we go through this 12-week long program with the adults and kind of give them that opportunity and see that they can develop themselves, they can grow, they can become the leader for the community that we all know they can be.
Yeah, I think something like this is obviously just so great for Montgomery County too, because there's so many like new businesses popping up everywhere. And I think that with everything that the mayor has been, all of his like plans that he's wanting to do, I think it just really goes and flows and coincides right with that. Of just being able to like, okay, we're going to grow the community, but also make sure that everyone is equipped with the knowledge that they need to do what they want to do.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with all of that. I love what we've been doing, and hopefully we can continue to provide those services for Montgomery County.
Yeah, the mayor said that there's like hundreds of homes being built soon, and I think that like with your program that'll help students, kind of get, because I think school kind of blocks kids from kind of having their like own ideas sometimes, or kind of like an entrepreneur, like business starting ideas. And I think that with all the homes being built and all the growth in Montgomery County, that your program would help students, start their own businesses better with everything that's growing.
Yeah, and the hope is to get someone that's on the floor there, like at their warehouse or factory, and then get them to get to a point where they can become someone in HR. And that's exactly what I did as well. I began at Penguin Random House 8 years ago, and I was on the floor, as an OP3, order processor 3, just kind of lifting boxes. Became a group leader within the next couple years, and then now I'm in HR as an HR assistant as well. So I kind of do 2 jobs right now, so I'm juggling both. But yeah, that's my goal. That's the aim, is to not stay conformed to where you are, but continue to grow and get better. So.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for us?
I guess let me ask you this.
Okay.
What motivates you?
Oh. Gosh. I would say I think that just looking forward to the future has been really big motivator for me. And be like, okay, I need to do this so that eventually I can get myself here. I'm super excited to just like be an adult and eventually have my own house and a family and a job that I will be able to like support my family with. So I think that just focusing on now what I need to do to get there has just been a big motivator.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think like just seeing people grow up that like peers or like parents that have just like worked hard. I think that motivates me to work harder and trying to grow as and mature as an adult, like growing up.
Yeah.
I think that helps a lot. It's what motivates me.
That's awesome.
For me, I'm the oldest in my family, and not to share my sob story or anything, but I did have a sister that passed away like when I was young. So for me, it's just to be the best like person I could be for my family, and I feel like that family really motivates me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Jeremy, for coming in and talking to us today. It was great to learn about what the Leadership Academy is and what it does.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Montgomery County, that was my Fusion 54. We hope to see you soon. Have a great day.